Hey everybody, how you doing? Michael Fleischner here, Freelancer Profit System, and today I'm helping freelancers understand how they can take payments from clients. Now, there are a few different ways that once you start working as a freelancer, you can bill your clients and receive money for the work that you do. Now, of course, I always like to make sure that in any financial business arrangement, I'm giving more than I'm getting. By creating that additional value through additional services, going the extra mile, really making sure that you are treating a customer like a friend, you will not only grow your business, but you'll sustain your existing business. So I just want to kind of put that out there. The topic today is really how do you collect payment from your clients? So let's say you're a blog writer and you've made an agreement with a client that you're going to write a blog post and they're going to pay you $50 for the blog post. There are some quick and easy ways, like, hey, can you Venmo me $50 once the work is complete? Or you can do something more formal. And when I say formal, it doesn't mean rigid, it just means a little more business like. And for me, what I like to do is I like to invoice my clients. And I'm going to get into that in a minute, but let's just kind of finish with the Venmo example. If you are doing something more casual, there's Venmo, there's PayPal, there's Zelle. There are all these services where you can do a direct transaction through your bank or the client can through their bank, and they can send you money. Now, the reason I don't recommend that is it's very casual and it's very easy to end or to stop. And think about clients really as flowers. To get a flower to bloom, it takes time, it takes attention, and it takes patience. And if you're just in it to write a quick article and get paid very quickly, you're not thinking about the long term and developing a more meaningful relationship and creating additional benefit for the client. So I want you to think about kind of this other way of collecting payment from freelance customers. Now, as I mentioned, I like to invoice clients. Why? Because I believe in full transparency, which is I'm providing a service. Here are the details of the service. You're agreeing to pay me a certain amount for that service, and you'll pay on time, essentially. So I create an invoice, and for the majority of my clients, I do the work first, again, creating the value, and then I issue an invoice. Now, sometimes that changes based on the client. I might bill at the time of signature on a contract because there's going to be a lot of upfront work, or the client needs to go through numerous processes to issue a check, for example. So you have to be flexible with that. But let's say that you've done your blog post. Now you send an invoice and you have terms on that invoice which say the client agrees to pay in 10 days or 2 weeks. Well, when you send that invoice, you can do that via paper. You can go out to Microsoft Word and get a template for an invoice and put in your information, print it, stick it in an envelope, and mail it. You can also email it, so save it as a PDF and email it. If you do that, make sure you get a confirmation that your client has received the invoice. Don't assume just because you sent it, they got it. And then really the third version is to use some type of software, whether it's QuickBooks or Wave. I use something called Wave Apps, which is really great for invoicing. And what that allows the client to do is it gives them options on how to pay. They can print out the invoice, write a check or generate a check, and mail it back to you. They can, I think, submit payment via direct deposit, and which is more frequently used, they can make a payment online. Now, when payments are made online, there are fees associated with those payments, usually 2.99%. And I, as a freelancer, I absorb those fees for my clients. And, I've debated a lot of other freelancers on this. They don't want to give up the 3%. I would rather give my client an easy way to pay. And what I find is I have less issues because of the options that I'm giving to my clients on how to pay. And that way I know where they are. If there's a certain due date, let's say net 10, meaning they agree to pay that invoice within 10 days. If they're going to pay online, I know within 10 days whether or not they've paid it. There's not all this back and forth about, well, I generated a check, I sent it in the mail. What do you mean you don't have it yet? And there's just back and forth, and you don't know where the payment is or if the payment is coming. So I encourage you guys to look at some of the online software that's out there that will give your clients the ability to pay online. It's a convenience that I think you should give them, that they deserve. And again, for me, I absorb the online payment fee because to me, it's a compromise. They're giving me transparency into their payment process, and I'm getting assurances in exchange for that 3% fee. So give those things some consideration as you're thinking about how to get paid from your clients. And I think it'll take you a really long way. So if you like this advice, please give me a thumbs up. Definitely comment below. Let me know what your experience is when getting invoices paid as a freelancer. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more information. Again, I'm Michael Fleischner with the Freelancer Profit System. We'll see you soon.